Link again. Okay.
I'm about to say you can still come out. That's what happens when you become you know, 90 years old. I'm sorry. We're on.
Yeah.
Negative, K. Nothing further. Just Kitty Cabby in the corner. That's a direct order. Do it now.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Today is Thursday, August 28th, 2025. I usually recognize this day as 828, Romans 8:28, and we know that all things work together for good to them who love the Lord, to them who are called according to his purpose. One of my favorite scriptures. And we have a few of my friends. I got Ty Green with the big stogie. I got D. I got Jerry. I got Will, AC, Cheech, Derek,
Hello?
and Mark. Derek, your camera's off.
I'm
I
frozen. I'm about to log out and log back in.
Okay.
All right.
Others will come. Others will be coming on. We'll be missing a couple today. But before we go any further, we're going to have a moment of silence. Introduction was a moment of silence, and then we'll have a disclaimer and a statement of purpose. All right, thank you so much, D. For those who have served in the service and for those who served in law enforcement, when we hear taps, we hear that, that really, really gets to us and bring us to another point. I'm trying, who am I trying to get on? I'm trying to get, okay,
Derek.
on. What happened to Derek? Derek fell off again.
He's still wandering, I guess.
All
You're
right,
not
well,
letting him come through.
listen, Cheech gonna give us our disclaimer and our statement of purpose.
Yes, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. We are Roll Call, Black, White, and Blue for Better Relations. We have four basic tenets. We are pro-law enforcement. We are anti-racism. We believe in equitable policing. And we believe that Black lives matter just like all lives matter. And before we get started, we also want to go over a couple of the comments and suggestions, recommendations made by members of Roll Call are not intended to be of any legal advice. Remember that the law has changed from village to village, city to city, state to state. So please consult with a local attorney or your local police department for any legal advice. Also, in order to spark our conversations, we do display videos or photographs, some of which may be graphic in nature. They are not intended to offend anybody. A member of Roll Call will let you know before we display one or play a video, so you can look away. Also, these videos are not the property of Roll Call. We get them from social media like TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, all that good stuff. So you can access it also. It is not the property of Roll Call. And we want to let you know that the language used by members of Roll Call is very spontaneous. It's real. It comes straight from the heart. We don't hold back. So please don't take offense to it. We don't. You might see that sometimes we don't agree on something, but we never take it personal. And we hope that you don't. And that is it. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Is that a statement of purpose?
Yeah. You get
He did
inside.
it?
He did it.
All right, he did it all in one shot. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. We appreciate it. Listen, we want to first start off by saying we're still praying for JT in Orlando. I know his wife was going through something. I haven't really heard from JT. I'll have to give him a call when we get off the air today. Anna and Cheech, we're praying for you guys. Mark, we're praying for you. And Dave, you on my prayer list. You on my prayer list. You on my prayer list. So we're praying for you, Dave, as well.
What I do? What I do to deserve that great prayer?
Well, because Will saved your life while we were on vacation.
Will better keep his mitts to himself. Put them around my neck like that.
Hey, listen, y'all, because most of y'all have no clue what we're talking about. Well, the reason why we wasn't on last week is because we did our retreat, and we went to the great city of Richmond, Virginia, and most of us was there, and we had a great time. It was my first time and most of our first time meeting Will and his wife, Shalithia. So we had a great time there, and Will, I'm sure, had a great time with his wife. Also, we had a couple that could not come because of illness and other things. One being our crab king, Mark Matthews, who could we go to a crab fest? That's a crab and beer and wine fest. But they really tear up those crabs. I mean, I've never seen so many people eat so many crabs in my life. And then also I heard Tyrone can bear witness to this. I heard there was someone walking around there with a blue shirt. I didn't even see the color blue when I was there, but there was someone walking around there with a blue shirt.
They keep saying that. I ain't seen it.
I don't understand. Blue shirt. Sorry.
Probably a guy thing. You might not.
No, I see. I don't know if Jerry's joking or not joking. So I don't know because she's.
I'm serious. I don't know what the blue shirt's about, but okay.
Yeah.
And talk to Jim then, because Jim saw the blue shirt.
We'll call it the blue shirt that was barely there. How about that?
Jim, you're on mute if you okay, there you go. Well, welcome, Jim. Jim,
Yeah,
so
I'm on my
shirt, it wasn't a
iPad.
shirt at all.
okay,
I'm on my
you're on
iPad, so I don't know how to work this iPad, so it's going to be interesting.
That's all right. We'll work
so
with you.
far.
We'll work with you because we can hear you clearly. We can see you clearly.
Okay, good.
That's right.
All right. All right. We were in Richmond, Virginia. We had a good time. We went to the museum. We went to the Crab Fest. We went to M&L Steakhouse. We had a hospitality suite. We had fun amongst each other. It was just really a great time. If anyone else have any input, you can put yours in there. The travel was a little difficult, a lot of traffic. Definitely going there. I personally had the opportunity to go to Virginia State University. They had a stone put there for my son in remembrance of my son. That's the one, the picture you sent me, Derek. Remember I told you I had seen it before?
I saw.
We actually went there and saw it. It's really something else. And then this coming weekend on Saturday, his friends from the neighborhood are throwing a picnic in honor of him, Juno Day. And there's a big picnic here at Belmont Lake State Park here in
Nice.
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 Yeah, so we'll be
He was deeply loved
yeah,
and appreciated. He was loved. Beautiful,
yeah,
cute, beautiful being.
yeah, so we'll be honoring him on this Saturday. All right. Anybody with anything else? Come on.
We had a
Give me
good
your
cigar
input.
night. We had a good cigar night. Jim had his annual cigar. The food was really good at Cigar Lounge. Reg just did a really good job picking that place, man. That food was delicious. Good time with that. Jim had the #1 cigar of the year last year. And we realized that Jim has only smoked the best cigars in the last 5 years. He never smoked one cigar a year.
One cigar a year.
Always buy the best one from the year before. And he's the only guy at the table and all these cigar smokers and never had a bad cigar. What kind of crap is that?
The three quietest people there was Tyrone, myself, and our dear Sylvia. That was it.
Yeah,
Everybody else was out of control.
Yeah. I was a lot of things, but quiet ain't one of them.
Part of that was the truth what Dave said.
Yeah,
Part of it wasn't saying anything, but Tyrone and Dave,
we was having a ball.
And myself, who was I? Well, D didn't say much either. D was just sitting there, slumped over on a pillow or something. I don't know.
And Joan and I were sitting there doing this the whole time. Joan and I were doing this. Y'all were having a good time in that cigar bar, but we were like, okay, because Jim was enjoying his cigar right in front of us.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, now I don't smoke cigars, and I was in there, and the smoke wasn't. It really was the ventilation was really good in that place.
Really good.
The ventilation.
Normally you could smell it, but I didn't really smell it.
That's because I didn't smoke next to you with Sylvia because I wanted to respect y'all dinner time.
That's true, Dave. That is true.
Yeah,
that is true.
Yep.
Because you were on one side, and who was on the other side? Who was on the other side of me? D, and then Will came over. Will and Shalicia.
And she,
You're on mute. You're on mute, Dave. You're on mute.
Will came over and messed up our flow. That's what happened.
I kind of feel something going on here.
Yeah, I still got his fingerprints on my damn neck.
Yeah, two guys over here with 22-inch biceps. We don't need anything going on.
Good. It's just gonna happen. But we ain't trying to stop all down.
No, we ain't trying to get to all of that because both of them
just
look like bulldogs. Like get on out of here. But listen, on a serious note, I'm so glad you guys came. Derek and Deirdre had another trip. And we only announce our trips when we get back, so please don't try to get slick because you'll be the one to be slicked. But
you'll get slicked. Exactly.
we always announce our trips when we get back from our trips, because we don't want everybody to know that all the roll calls out of town. So you can get any one of those guys right now. But daggone Dave was there hanging out with us, had a great time. AC and his wife was there. Myself and my wife, Jim and Joan, Tyrone and Ursula, Will and Shalicia, Reg and Melissa,
Cheech and Anna.
If I'm missing, keep on going. We got
I felt bad for Anna because she was like, you got
Jerry was there. Dave was there. We had a great time. And I was starting with Derek was out of town. He was in Rio, right?
Yes, sir.
He was in Rio. So
and Dee was there, and we were celebrating both Dee and Joan's birthdays.
Okay, well, let me finish my part. Well, Derek just got back on Wednesday.
No, I got back today.
Today? Oh my goodness!
Today,
You were supposed to come back on Wednesday.
No, we left there on Wednesday.
Left there on Wednesday.
Wednesday's a travel day.
We left there at 11 o'clock last night.
Oh. That's Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Mark was under the weather. So that's why he couldn't be there. Because if y'all don't know, Mark is usually the life of the party. Dave kind of like stole it. Cheech was right there with Dave.
Heck yeah.
Even where Cheech's wife had to say, "That's not my husband."
A few times, a couple times,
and we celebrated 2 birthdays, which is what Jerry was speaking about. Joan and Dee celebrated birthdays on the same day.
Happy birthday, folks!
So we thank God for that. All right.
My
So
wife
that's what
loved
we
it,
did.
by the way. She said that you guys made her weekend. Everybody made her feel like family right away, which my daughter had told her, Mom, they all treat you like family. And she got to see it for herself, and she thought she wasn't going to fit in because of her English isn't that great, you know, and hearing issues. But she loved how everybody was with her. So she's looking forward to going again.
But see how we found out how others had hearing conditions as well?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So I mean,
y'all tell Derek that y'all tell Derek that 3 of us had back braces on.
No, go ahead and tell that story, Dave. Because first, I'll tell the first part. Because Dave came out said that was my first time seeing Dave. Yo, what's up? I said, you looking good. Yeah. But it's killing me. I'm wearing this back brace. So he pulled up his shirt. He has a back brace on. I said, oh wow, so am I. Yo, Derek, I'm sitting right there, right next to him. I got my back brace on right now. You know?
Me too.
Who else had a back brace?
AC.
I showed y'all mine.
Wow.
Yo, we getting old. We are getting old. Listen. And I would tell him, I said, my back never hurts until I start packing. And so she said that little halfway bend is what does it. You know, half bend. I'm like, but I'll tell you, packing tears me up. Yeah. I'd rather go into the gym and lift 350 than to pack. I'm serious.
That's right.
I'm serious. I'm good there. I'm in the gym. I'm good.
That big old arch in your back.
That bend over. That thing hurts. You know. Okay. Anybody else? Jim, we ain't hear anything from you.
I'm just enjoying listening to everybody.
When I walked into the hotel, they got the lobby sitting right there, and there was Don sitting in the lobby, and it's like the brother that somebody finally told you that existed, and then you get to see him firsthand, and then all of a sudden, once we hug up, all the rest of the family start coming in. They say, "Okay, he's all right. He's all right."
And then
all the rest of the family come in.
And make sure you tell them that when Ice pulled up too. Remember, Ice pulled up.
Fred set me up.
that daggone D-School, Derek, rolled up in an ice van. I mean, he rolled up in a transit that definitely looked like Secret Service for real, boy. Yo, that parking lot cleared out when
all the workers were inside right away.
And I'd like to say the thing that stood out to me was we were in the lobby and the people at the hotel were like, "Welcome back, so good to see you. I remember you from last year." That happened to y'all. That happened a lot, which is very nice. We love and respect you guys. We remember you from last year. But please come back again.
But like a lot of the hotel staff cleared away after they called the room. When I answered, Ice.
Ice.
Yeah, that's
Ice. Like that whole group that just came in, that's Ice.
All right, listen, we have a show set up for today. Thank you guys for joining us. Not old, seasoned. That's my niece Natasha. Not old, seasoned. All right, I'll take that too. But to be honest with you, I'm not even afraid to be called old.
Neither am I.
Yeah, the alternative really sucks.
There you go.
We say
the alternative really sucks.
Yes,
I don't want the alternative, baby.
And I believe it's a blessing to age.
Yes,
I really do. I believe it's a real blessing to age. And so, for those who are ashamed of your age, don't be. You're at places where younger people haven't been yet.
Right.
That's how I always look at it. You know.
100%.
And I'm in
Also, we're praying for Derek. We're praying for your mother-in-law, sister Ann Parrish too. We're praying.
Thank you.
We continue to pray for her as well.
She's doing much better. She is. She's actually back home now, so she's she's doing much better.
I call her Mama Parrish. She's so cool, man.
Oh, yeah,
she spent a lot of time in her house in New York, boy.
She wanted the girls.
We spent a lot of time around.
All right, D. We got in the news right now. We got this school church shooting.
Church shooting.
Was that Minnesota?
Minneapolis. Yeah.
Minneapolis.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Minneapolis? Is that in Minnesota?
Yeah.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
Minnesota.
All right. I just want to make sure I'm all right over here because
I call it tiny soda.
I'm tired. But you want to set us up, D?
Yeah, I got you. Let's start out with that first video. I wanted to do something, so when we come back, it's hard for me to put my hand up while I'm sharing. So I wanted to. There's some facts that are coming out right now about this that I want to share before we go on. I don't want to get caught in so I want to share that when we come back. First, a video is going to take us to Minneapolis, Minnesota. Had a Catholic church shooting. Some of these facts that I'm just hearing about as I'm sitting here are amazing. So I want to share that with you. But let's take a look. We're going to do 2 videos. So wait on a second video. Real important. One of the 10-year-old eyewitnesses, and real interesting to hear what this baby had to say. Let's take a look.
I want to begin with that breaking news that we're following now at noon of a deadly shooting at a Catholic school out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Police say 2 children were killed when a gunman opened fire through the windows of the church during Mass this morning.
2 young children, ages 8 and 10, were killed where they sat in the pews. Their parents have been notified. 17 other people were injured, 14 of them being children. 2 of those children are in critical condition. The coward who fired these shots ultimately took his own life in the rear of the church.
Absolutely tragic. CBS's Bradley Blackburn has reaction to the shooting and what happens next in the investigation.
Families walked hand in hand with their young children, taking them away from Annunciation Catholic School after a shooting this morning. A heavy police presence is at the South Minneapolis school as the investigation begins into what happened. Sources tell CBS News the shooter, a male wearing all black, died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Unfortunately, these entities have established security protocols in the event of an active shooter. So the church and the school would have had plans in place to try to mitigate any damage as quickly as possible. Once that suspect is identified, they will get a warrant for the individual's residence, the suspect's vehicle, and then very quickly start scrubbing that individual's mobile devices, if any are present, as well as social media. They do want to ascertain whether this individual was in touch with anybody else about the suspect's plans.
According to a school schedule, there was an all-school mass this morning. This was just the 3rd day of the school year for Annunciation Catholic School, which goes from pre-K to 8th grade. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
And police say
well, we just got into Mass, and it was like 3 minutes after. It was very scary. It was like my friend got shot in the back. He's in the hospital right now. It was super scary because like we've never practiced it in the church. We've only practiced it in the main school. So we really didn't know what to do. We just got into the pews and he shot through the stained glass windows. Yeah.
And did you ever see him?
My friend like ran, someone helped him like run out. He saw him, he was wearing all black and he had a ski mask on.
So it just shot through the windows and never came inside?
I don't think so. I mean, I was down so I didn't really look up. I mean, he shot through the stained glass windows, so they're probably ruined. And
but do you have friends that got hit by bullets?
Yeah, my best friend did. I think he's gonna be okay. And then my friend, he was like laying on top of me, like making sure I was safe, and he got hit. So that was really brave of him.
And you have a nick on your neck?
Yeah, that was, I don't even know what it's from. Kind of looks like debris or something.
But that came from during this.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? You seem pretty put together here, but it's got to be tough.
Yeah, I'm just like confused kind of because I never thought it would happen and it just happened. So like, just kind of crazy.
Wow. Wow. I never saw the interview, but that was such a heartfelt interview. My goodness.
Let me
Go ahead,
just,
D. 'Cause I know
yeah.
I know you had something to say first, and then we got Derek and then Jim.
Yeah, really quick. As I'm sitting here preparing to play this, I got the news down here and it popped up. There were 116 rifle rounds shot. 116. 3 shotgun shells. One expanded pistol. Looks like it was a misfire. They say this guy had a deranged fascination with the prior mass shootings, and also he was obsessed with wanting to watch children suffer. I just wanted to put that in that was amazing to me. Those facts. They're just coming out right now. They're doing, they're doing the updates. So if I get any updates while we're still talking, I'll share them with you.
Real quick, I just want to say that I don't want to see anyone suffer. But if you want to see me really cry, let it be children. I can't handle the suffering of children. That's too much for me. Let me go with Derek, Jim, Dave, Cheech, Jerry, and then you again, D. Your hand is up now. Okay, let me get that in there. Go ahead, Derek.
Yeah, it's just listening to the kid talk. It just hit me that he's describing his school day, or what should be a normal school day, as if he were at war. I mean, literally, like he's at war. And it's so unfortunate that nothing's even being attempted to be done about this. It's, that we are literally sacrificing our children. So part of the Republican Party can, make sure that the Second Amendment stays intact the way that they think it should be intact. And, obviously we should have rights, firearms, but this guy had a full arsenal. I don't know if you saw some of the guns had etchings in them or writing on them and stuff. And, he's spent a lot of time with these weapons. And it's unfortunate that something can't be done to limit the type of weapons that people are allowed to easily get. And that's it.
Jim?
Yeah, I'll mirror what Derek said about that young man. It's really heart-wrenching that he's discussing this like it's just another day in the school. My friend got shot in the back. He's in the hospital, but he'll make it. I mean, just think of that. That's just his normal reaction to this. That's really sad. I don't have to go over the gun control stuff that I preach on a regular basis over and over again. But this guy obviously should not have been in possession of any weapons of any kind, never mind weapons that could shoot 116 rounds off. Thank goodness he didn't get into the church originally. I understand the door was locked or barricaded or something, and he had to shoot through the window because God forbid he ever got into that church when he first arrived. It would have been a massacre, a total massacre. So, I have to come to the realization that nothing is going to be done. That there is no, what's the line? How many have to get killed? That there isn't any. That the strength of these political hacks and maintaining their jobs by money from the NRA, et cetera, is more powerful than the lives of our children. And I just have to accept that. I'll keep screaming, but I don't see a change. I don't see a change coming.
Dave was next.
Dave? Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, there was when this happened at first, you know, I was talking to my cousin, and I was saying, I wonder if that young man was a student there and he was the victim of a rape or sexual abuse. But then more and more stuff got coming out from his manifesto, and you saw how quickly they yanked his manifesto offline. And come to find out, I think he was 17 and he was a student there also. Something he was. I think he had some kind of ties that they were saying today earlier. But what got me today was they interviewed this biracial young kid, this black kid, and he was saying, we got down and I prayed to God, and once I got done praying, I knew God had my back, so I had to help. Other my friends get out of there. Man, you talk about me almost collapsing in tears. I said, "What?" Then he put his arm around his mom's shoulder, like say, "I got this. I'm calm." And you could see she was about to bust open crying. And I tell you, these young kids, man, it's a good lesson to us all, man. How composed they were, how helpful they are, how much they care, and then look at us grown-ups in this world. You know, when things go wrong, we looking to shoot daggers at people. It was right-wing commentary on there about the guy being possibly transgender and all that. This is caused. Man, let me tell you something. I don't even want to hear that right now. We have children being gunned down in church. The mass before classes start, you're getting gunned down in church. Okay, and it really bothered me to hear Wire's comments, and I'm actually surprised that I didn't see. Well, I'm not surprised, but I know he called the governor up there and maybe a couple other people, but I'm surprised he didn't come on television or something. But then again, I'm not surprised. He has no empathy, the president, none at all. Okay, these children have more empathy than anybody. They just cared about their friends. You could hear it in their voices. My friends, my friend. I had to help my friend get out. You know what I mean? I commend those people. I commend the officers for getting there. They got there quickly. I think it was an ATF unit right around the corner when it started. They got there quickly, and to prevent further damage, because they probably could have came through those windows after that, after shooting them all out. And this enough is enough, man. Maxwell Frost said it last night. Maxwell Frost, the congressman from Florida, young brother, he ain't even 30 years old yet. I think he's 25. He said, I'm sick of this shit every time it happens. And these Republicans, they ain't gonna do shit. That's the exact words he used on television. And I'm sick and tired. He was livid, man. Livid. He said, I'm tired of my thoughts and prayers. I don't want to hear that shit anymore. That's what he said. And I said to myself, man, enough is enough, man. All them children homicides I had in a homicide, man. Y'all don't think I'm damaged from that? My youngest son says, Dad, I don't know how the hell you did it. My friend just got killed down here in Pittsburgh, called me crying and stuff. And I'm like, how? He's like, Dad, how the fuck did you do it? I said, son, I'm still damaged from it, man. Babies, 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-olds getting shot in Queens. And I got to stay calm to do the interview. Can you imagine what I'm going through with that? What I want to do to somebody, but I can't. And I'm just saying, man, I'm just tired of it, man. All of these promising babies, man. Okay, not an ounce of hate in those kids. Not 1 ounce of hate in them. Pure. Not 1 ounce of hate, man. And they go through this. I'm done.
All right. Thank you. Cheech, Muley, you're next.
Yeah, two things stood out to me with the kid's interview. One, he said, we never had to practice in the church. They always practice in school, not in the church. So you see that that's going to bring a change around a lot of places now that, you know, you would think that's a sacred place and nobody would do something like that. Another thing he said was, I never thought it would happen here. How many times do we hear that all over the country? You know, and I'm sure a lot of people that are in favor of guns and not in favor of red flag laws always say that until it happens in their town. But this kid is, even though he was, he was, you know, okay, and even the reporter said you seem well put together, you know, but he seems that way. But wait till he gets home, you know, wait till he goes to sleep. That kid's gonna be traumatized for life. Somebody put on the chat. Renee Henderson said, "Pray for the mayor of Minneapolis. He looked completely wiped out on the news this morning." You know, that's the trickle effect of these shootings. Is everyone that gets traumatized is not just the people that were at the scene that were involved in it, but the first responders, you know, fire department, police, EMS, the nurses and doctors and hospital staff, you know, and now, you know, the mayor, I'm sure they walked them through the scene. You know, I'm sure they started explaining everything to him. You know, that's the trickle down effect that comes from these incidents. I had posted, you know, that prayers, like we said, you know, it's all we got, you know, because nothing else is working. And someone on my post, which I constantly get into arguments with regarding guns and gun control, because he's against it. He put right away, and I had seen some other things that people were putting right away, is like, you know, oh, it was a transgender. Oh, it's, you know, a problem in that community that's causing it. And he put on my page, and I knew right away where he was going with it. He said, oh, I'm starting to see a trend with these shooters. So I know where he was going with it, you know. And I told him, you know what, you're probably right. But that's our fault, because this community is being felt pushed away and not accepted, you know. So yeah, maybe we're driving them to these actions, you know, and instead of helping them, we just say that, oh no, everybody having guns will be the solution to it. Well, obviously that's not true. And the majority of school shooters are not LGBTQ community. You know, they're normal everyday students. So you can't try to turn this around now and try to say that it's a problem there only. You know, I hate that. And then I took it a step further and told them, you know, God preaches love. And though you might not agree with something or a lifestyle, who am I to judge? You know, and I told them, you're a father and also a grandfather. I said, I'm a father, I'm a grandfather to be. I said, I would never turn my back on any family member, no matter what's going on in their life. I'm going to be there to support them. I'm going to go through the chat real quick. Renee Henderson also said the shooter's mom worked at the school.
What?
The shooter's mom worked at the school.
She was an administrator at the school. She was.
Karen Caffey says, when you have no sense or knowledge of empathy, the best thing to say is nothing. I know who that is. Karen also said Maxwell Frost is a shooting survivor. Beverly Wells said that's absolutely right, Cheech. Police, firefighters, and all other people involved are very hurt by these actions. Yep, I think everybody on this panel knows that.
Thanks, Chief. Jerry, you had your hand up.
Yeah, I took it down because my comments were going to be more about the shooter and the fact that he had attended the schools because he was a student and a graduate from the schools. And his mother was an administrator in the district up until maybe 4 years ago, very recently. So he was very much aware of the environment in which he just violated. And the fact that he was born Robert and changed not only his sex from male to female and name from Robert to Robin, but you've kind of covered that. So that was really where I was coming from. And that's a whole nother, as a Catholic, that's a whole nother mental that I'm sure he was dealing with. And it still makes me wonder, did his parents and family not know there was something going on? Because I don't think he kept it quiet like that, but I don't know. But that's all I wanted to say.
Now, are you back?
Yes, I am. Thank you so much, AC. I had to take this call from my doctor's office. D and Will.
Just want to say very quick, the way I pick the videos, and you guys tell me if you like it or you don't, or maybe our listeners can tell me, I don't really give the perpetrators any burn. I try to give them as little burn as possible, and I don't do that by mistake. That's by design. So I don't want you to think, I love it that you guys fill in the blanks, but I don't want to give them any airtime. What I wanted to say was, when you think about our legislators, people we send to Washington, and all the people making these so-called decisions, how do you, as a congresswoman, congressman, senator, the president, how do you look at yourself in the mirror when you hear what that kid had to say? When you hear that our babies now, this is the reality of our babies. Somebody had to tell that baby, you know, you're hurt. He's like, might be some shrapnel, could have been a bullet. You're voting for people that think like you and look like you and want to do the things for you. How do you look at yourself in the mirror when you hear that baby speak? If you're not addressing this situation specifically and definitely, how are you living with yourself? I played that second video because when I first saw it, I was done for the rest of the day. I was pretty much emotional. These are our babies now. Our babies are saying we're getting this training, and I actually do the training. We got it in the school, but we didn't get it in church. We're going to need this training in church. We're going to need this training in the doctor's office. We're going to need this training everywhere. Heck, y'all, we're going to need this training in our house. That's where it's going. So when I just want to say this, the headline that just came up was, not only did he want children to suffer, I'm looking at it right now, he wanted to kill children.
So sad. That's crazy.
I'm saying if you're not, let me be politically correct, you're not dealing with this situation head up and morally, when I go pull a lever, I got nothing for you. I don't care how much money you want to put in my pocket. It's a nice thing. I like money like everybody else. How much you want to take care of Social Security, I'm not going to worry about that. But if you don't look in at kids and say, I got to make some definite changes, I don't know how we can pull a lever for you. And if you are pulling the lever, you're part of the problem, not the solution. Another one goes down, nobody says a word. How can nobody say a word? I got guns. I like the Second Amendment, but we got to change the system. Where we are, some of us are in New York. You need an act of God to get a gun here. You need an act to get one, and they still get them. Imagine if we had some of the laws some other places have. Jim, imagine if you could walk around, Mark, with a gun on your hip in New York. You think we have one of these every day? I think last I checked, it was 229 mass shootings already. I don't know if anybody looked at the calendar. but we trying for one a day. We trying for one per day. I just want everybody to think if we don't tackle this issue in everywhere America, and I see Jim, you got your hand up. If we don't tackle this in everywhere America, what we gonna have 5 a day? I mean, supermarkets, right? We've been there. Doctor's office, nurse's office. Now they in the church. You know, some people have asked, and Donna, you probably speak to this better. I've been asked to do security for pastors. And now that's a thing now. That's a whole area now. You have to do pastoral security. That's where we are. And this is an example of that. I know Jim had something. Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, I just want to, so everybody that's listening out there understands, we all understand there's mental health issues involved in all of these things. We get that. But there is no law against purchasing a weapon for mental incapacity. The only little piece the national government put in is if you were involuntarily put into a mental institution, you go on the record and it comes up in your background check. Anybody else, if I walked into a mental hospital tomorrow, signed myself in because I'm a raving lunatic, I can buy a gun the day I get out, legally. Tell me there's not something wrong with that. How about a little, just that, just change that. You know, let's do something. That's all. I'm sorry.
All right. Let me go to Will and Ty.
Yeah.
Please. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah,
okay. I'm not exactly sure where to start with this, so this is where I'm gonna go with it. The first thing that jumps out to me is I'm sure that there's probably going to be a lot of people, a lot of comments that speak about the bravery of the young man who was interviewed and how incredibly composed he was. And while I can completely understand, given what he had, he said that one of his other friends had gotten on top of him to protect him.
His friend saved his life.
Can appreciate his candor, his composure. It scares me that he was that composed, because what that tells me is it's becoming way too common. When we have a virus that goes through our community, our country, or whatever, years ago, before we had medical advancement, the way the virus could get potentially eradicated or diminished was what they call herd immunity. If we look at gun violence in the same way and the way it appears to be addressed, what they are counting on right now is herd immunity, with the losses that we're seeing as reasonable losses. There are red flag laws, and the ironic part is, this is the ironic part, the same red flag laws that certain representatives from certain political stances or positions, you know what, I'm gonna stop dancing around it. Conservatives and Republicans don't want to have common sense gun reform, but these are the same ones that turn around and weaponize it and try to utilize, or did utilize it, against Hunter Biden. If you remember, Hunter Biden got cleared from a substance abuse facility, which we know comes under the mental health umbrella. He got cleared and bought a gun, and they tried to utilize the fact that he had previously used drugs to say that he unlawfully purchased that gun. Now, I don't know about you all, but that's not just irony, that's hypocrisy. And I see what they'll do with it now.
Very well. Ty?
So, Jim, the little piece you said at the end, if they would just change that one little thing, how much it would significantly change a lot of things. Do you agree, Jim? I'm going to say one thing. I'm going to say it 3 times. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. And that's all there is to it. There's no reason why not to do just that one little thing. It's not hard to do it. Say it will be widely accepted, but unfortunately, the ones in power that be to make the decision don't care. That's all there is to it. I'm done.
All right. Well, that seems like
Jerry had a hand up.
Okay.
The only thing that I was going to say is that it was reported that Robin or Robert, whichever, had purchased a gun a month for the last few months. Every month they purchased a gun. And because all of the guns that he utilized that were utilized in the shootings were all legally purchased. And there's obviously some problem here other than the fact that that's just too easy, isn't it? It's like going to Walmart and buying a stick of gum. Something's very wrong. It's not okay.
You saying a 17-year-old purchased 3 guns in 3 months?
Yes. Legally purchased. It was reported.
You say he was 17?
That's what I thought they said. They said he was 17.
23, I think, was it?
He attended the school. He might have been a little older than that, but I don't think he was 20.
Oh.
Either way, he purchased.
I was gonna say, because
those
if he's
guns
17, he can't be purchasing legally.
No, I read that he was 20.
Okay,
Yes,
okay,
I thought he was. I did think he was 20, Derek.
I heard it wrong then.
But he purchased the guns legally. Every month he bought a gun. Something's still wrong with that. Doesn't that send some kind of beep, beep, beep on somebody that this guy's purchasing a gun every month?
Well, it should,
Like
but it should. But if it's legal in their state, they're just like, oh, well, what can I do about it anyway? How can I determine how many guns he can buy if he can buy as many as he wants to in our state?
He's considered a good customer.
And I'm a Second Amendment supporter. So you got all that going on. Let him get as many as he want. So we got a lot going on. We're in some serious stuff, y'all. As a nation, we're in some serious stuff, and I don't know how this is going to flip, but we got to get back on course. And when I say that, I'm not talking about a Democratic course or a Republican course. I'm just talking about as a respected nation that we once was.
We will not be respected while that current administration is leading the country.
Yeah, I agree. And even if it does change, it's going to take a while for us to get the respect back anyway.
Right.
It's not going to just happen. It's not going to happen like overnight. Anybody else with anything?
Yeah, they
to help with respect, I'll just take common sense approach to living in this country, and then we'll work on the rest later.
Okay.
Yeah, just a piece of information. They say the shooter was 23.
I thought 23 years old.
Just so we.
I thought that's what I read. 23.
Thank you. I heard it wrong. I thought I heard 17 in the video.
Okay. And I didn't speak about that either. When I heard the little kid speak, man, now if you saw a white kid, a black kid, LGBTQ kid, if you saw any of that, which I didn't see that, but I'm just saying, if you saw that, then your mind is off a little bit, because all I saw was pain. I saw a child speaking about something that he had witnessed, and his friend was shot. I can't imagine being 10 years old talking about my friend was shot, while I was at school in church. I can't even imagine, which is an eye awakening to me that I need to do something with some training at my church. I really do. D, I really do need to get something going on, because I'd rather for people to be aware of how to handle something and nothing ever happens than something happens and they were never aware of how to handle it. So we got to talk.
Don,
yes.
One thing, Don.
Yes, sir.
My aunt asked me yesterday, would I mind doing a walkthrough of her church to put my eye on it to see what they may have missed as far as security purposes and breaching the church during church hours.
Okay.
That's what we are right now. So,
right, well, D, I'm gonna talk to you. We're gonna have to do something
me.
because I need some type of assistance for that because see, I've been out of the field for so long. There'd be something that I'm gonna miss. I can tell you right now. I can say, oh yeah, look for this, look for that, but there's something I'm gonna miss. And because D, you're up to date on this and you're doing this, and this is what you do for a living. Listen, I could use you, and you're right around the corner from us too, so I could use you. You know, Mark.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everybody. I just wanted to say that unfortunately, if a place is going to be open to the public, which churches normally are, you're not going to solidify it all the way. It's just an unfortunate reality. The guy couldn't get in apparently, so that was taken care of. But he shot through the windows. So I mean, unless somebody's going to brick up their windows and whatever, which is not going to happen, it's almost impossible. We've spoken before about if a person is intent to do harm to someone or a group of people, he's going to find a way. And say you did solidify your church or your building, the place of business, whatever, they'll just wait till you come out. You know, there's so many ways. I don't even want to. I can give you examples of how to do it, but I'm not going to. But it's just what we have to do. Like Jim says, we have to monitor who has these guns, what type of guns, okay, and we also have to better check on our family who have issues, and don't just think they're okay. Find out, because they're hurting so many people out there in the public because the families get fed up or don't do what they're supposed to do. You know, that's still your child. I don't care how old it is. And check in with that child and make sure. And if you know that child has problems, reach out to somebody. You know, be it medical, be it police department, whatever. But that really has to start there, not so much. You know, next thing you know, you'll be having metal detectors in churches. I mean, it's ridiculous. You talk about, and I know Jim always says metal detectors don't work. So that's it.
And I think you're right, Mark, because when someone wants to do it, they're going to get it done either way. Like you said, he couldn't get in through the door, but what did he do? He shot through the windows. You know, so they're going to get through. I see Cheech and Will.
I just want to catch up with the chat. Natasha Jackson says it hurts. Karen says paid pastoral security is now the thing instead of church members keeping an eye out. Donald Coleman.
She comes from a large congregation too in California, so I know who that is. So
Donald Coleman said facts. Ty. Karen said just like the mortgage fraud is the current hypocrisy to get rid of people in government who are not like us. Richard Bowden said, howdy. I've supervised school security and have written school security plans. I find it inconceivable that they never practice what to do in case of a shooting in the church. It's unacceptable. Those kids are resilient. They will be fine. And that should be out. And then Richard said there are churches in Richmond, Virginia that have concealed carry personnel who are trained to deal with shooters and armed robbers. And Sylvia said youthful innocence is becoming obsolete.
And I hear Richard Baldwin with that, but I'm still gonna go with Mark. With all the security in the world, I can't get through the door. Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna try to come through the door, but I know there's a window open over here. Unless you have security inside and outside around the whole building, I'm getting some rounds off. You know, and that's the part. Jim, I see your hand.
Yeah, and to add to that, most security are they're outgunned. They're outgunned. I mean, I know many school security guards around the neighborhood. They all have their Glocks on them. These guys come in with their automatic weapons. There's no match there. So, unless you're going to have, quite literally, armed Marines marching up and down the aisles of your church, like Mark said, and he's 100% correct. These guys are suicidal. They don't care. They're going to come in blasting. Somebody's getting it. Even with the Marines, somebody's still going to get it because they're suicidal. They don't care. It's the guns. Keep the guns out of their hand. Keep those automatic weapons away from those people.
Absolutely. Now you could see now. Oh, go ahead, Dave. I see you. Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, Don. I was going to say, I came from two pastors, Reverend Durden and the late Reverend Drinks, and they got all the cops together in there. It was a lot of us in that church, but I was doing outside perimeter security, and I would tell the guys who were unarmed, listen, I'll go down there, okay, walk around the building just in case. But he would tell all the cops, they would tell, bring your guns to church. And Reverend Durden had his packet on his hip too. He had a security light. He was a security guard, though, armed security. So he had he was up in that pulpit with his gun. And Reverend Jones, Alton Jones, he was one of the first homicide detectives in Nassau. He kept his on. They don't care about it being a church or a school. They coming.
That's
They don't give a damn about dying. Just like Jim said, they coming. And by the way, which one of us wears a vest under our suit in church? Or a damn Kevlar helmet in church? See? They coming, man. I'm done.
All right. This is very serious, and it's something that we need to think about. And I'm gonna start working on mine. I heard Richard Bowden say, I think inconceivable how the church was not prepared for that. Listen, well, I don't know too many churches that are prepared for it. I really don't.
Compared how? Where the guy got 3 guns, a shotgun, a long gun, and a damn handgun. Compared how?
106 rounds. 106 rounds.
16.
If you kill,
how many?
116. 116.
116 rounds.
If he kills 5 people, that's a blessing. I hate to say it like that, but you know what I mean.
Could have been much worse.
Thank you. But how are you going to be? Go ahead, man.
I'm not protecting our commenter, but I think he meant that it's inconceivable that they train for one part of the building and not the other part of the building.
Because in all honesty, we do not expect someone to walk up in God's house with a gun to shoot and kill people. I'm sorry, you guys. I am a Catholic, and I'm like, ain't nobody walking around my church with guns. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. In protection of. And our doors are open, and they're open all hours. We don't.
I'm with AC on that thing. I think
make a plan for a school and a church. Students go to the church as a part of school. You should be incorporated. That's what he said.
Again, I understand that.
It shouldn't have
to a Catholic church, and we have a Catholic grade school connected through a hallway from the same church. The fact that the fact that your child said that they practiced that in school. That blows my mind because I thought we did like fire drills and they doing gun drills. That in itself is scary to me. But in all honesty, our churches, you can walk in my Catholic church almost any hour of the day, anybody, and somebody coming in there to shoot and kill. That's not really, even though, of course, this young man, unfortunately, no, I'm sorry. We don't think like that. We don't live like that.
I think the point is, and I think Richard is making this point, and I think AC hit it on the head. You're training these students over here, but why not over here if we're using these facilities during the week anyway?
Every day.
But my thing, I'm going even further than the Catholic Church. I'm talking about the church itself. We have no school, but my church should be prepared for some kind of danger. Does not mean you're going to prevent the danger. No one's saying that. You may never prevent the danger, but at least you should have some type of plan in place. Schools have plans in place. So even the church, I mean, especially with what we're listening to, what we're hearing, and what we're seeing, the church should have a plan in place. If someone comes in with a gun, you do this. Now, you may not get out, you may get shot, but we had a plan, and I think a plan is very important. So that's where I'm with, and I think AC was saying that as well, even though we're talking about both places. But for me, that just hit my. When I heard that little kid speak about that, he said we trained in the school, we didn't train in the church. I'm like, well, shoot, we need to be training in the church. At least being prepared. Mark, I see.
God forgive and bless us because we are in a bad place. We are in a bad place.
Oh, absolutely. Mark?
Karen Caffey just said something on the chat. She said, my church, First AME in Los Angeles, was the target of a Columbine-style plan that was intercepted by the FBI. Wow.
She comes from a big church, y'all. I know. She comes from a large church in California, and some of these larger churches do have plans, and they do have security. Some of our smaller churches, which don't think it can happen to us. That's the mindset that starts happening. Well, it's not going to happen to us. And Jerry said it too. Not in the Catholic Church. It's not going to happen in the church. We're not expecting that to happen in church. That's where it's going to happen.
And it's happened a couple of times already. Renee Henderson asked 2 questions. Didn't someone shoot at a pastor in a church a few months ago? And also, didn't someone shoot and kill 9 people during Bible study in South Carolina?
That's true.
And in all honesty, just last week at Villanova, they had a fake shooting situation just last week. And it was fake, but there was this whole thing where they shut down everything involving Villanova University because there was a shooter reported in the schools. Wasn't true, but I was like, oh my God, guys, that makes me afraid because it's like almost sending up like smoke signals or, red lights, blue lights, alarm lights. Let's do. And when this happened this week, I was like, just last week at Villanova, it was fake, but they reported an armed, that there was a situation. I'm very afraid for us right now with that crazy man in our office. I'm very afraid for us. Because he told everybody it's okay.
Yeah, but he's not even the problem. He's part
this
of the
guy's
problem.
manifesto also included something about taking him out, by the way, too. And it could be the transgender, which I didn't think about, their transgender lifeline. But in his whole manifesto included some comments about taking out that man.
Okay, well, listen. Let's make sure that we listen. For you, listen to us. We are not promoting that at all.
Not what we're doing.
No, this group is not promoting that at all. In fact, we're not promoting taking anybody out. Forget being the president. We're not promoting taking anybody out. And just to make that clear.
Nobody. But this guy's
there's nobody. But Mark, go ahead, man. You've been waiting for a little bit. Mark, then Dave.
So, let us not forget that many a Black church has been a target of violence. So this has been going on much longer than what you see here. But we have to be proactive and not reactive. And it's hard to do. It's easier to say it than it is to do it. But unfortunately, that's the reality of today. We have to be proactive. So yeah, if you're going to train in the school, you should train in the church. Mm-hmm. We have to think outside the box. I know the schools reach out to the police departments for plans. So I would say to the churches, anyone listening, including you, Don, have a plan, but also include your police department so they know when they respond what to expect. You have your elders, you have your deaconesses, you have everybody else in your church, and they go along a certain set of rules. You could look at a school's plan and kind of copy that. But we do need plans because what was normal before is no longer normal. Violence is the answer to everything. And whether this person was transgender or not, he got a gun just like any other mentally ill person and did damage. And that's what we have to stop.
Okay. Now Richard Bowden also said that that we should have fire drills in our church. You prepare for the worst and hope for the best. The first thing I learned in survival school, the 7 P's of survival, the proper prior preparation prevents piss poor performance. And listen, I'm with 100%. I mean, who thinks of fire drills? Seriously, who thinks of a fire drill? You know, but you know what? When it comes to your attention, you need to do something about it. And I agree with that. Fire drills, emergency evacuations, mass shootings. I'm with it. Mark, I'm coming to you, Dave. Mark, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, Dave. Just real quick. I went to Catholic school, and we did have fire. And I really can't recall when it stopped. But we used to actually have fire drills. Matter of fact, even in Hempstead, they would have fire drills, and they would let us know. And we had to have school crossing guards out there, neighborhood aides out there, police out there, and they had places where they would form, and then they would have a head count. So, you know, in certain places they still do it.
Yeah,
so,
you're right. They were doing it when I retired. When I retired, Mark, they were doing it.
I think a lot of things got lost, and I'll be done in a minute, Dave. I think COVID, not to blame COVID for everything, but I think when COVID hit, we kind of forgot the routines that we used to do, and they kind of fell by the wayside.
Okay. Dave?
Yeah, when I lived in Pittsburgh, the Tree of Life happened. That guy went in there with a long gun and started shooting seniors, Jewish seniors. Now, I have never seen it before, but on our TV stations, there was a special report. Anybody who's off duty, a retired police officer or detective, we need you down here. Because at the time, they didn't know how many guys were attacking that synagogue. There were guys coming out there in shorts with vests on, bringing us from home. But it came down to be one guy, because the first cop that responded, he got pushed back with a AR-15 gunfire. He got pushed back. He got hit in the wrist and the hand in his car. He couldn't get in there. And so they had a special report on the news. We need anybody who's a retired cop, a detective, or off-duty cop or detective. We need you down here right now. And I never seen that on the television before, except for the Trade Center. You know what I mean? I saw that in my home. I was on my way back in anyway, but I've never seen that. And as for churches with fire drills, I think Richard Bowden has a great idea. How many churches have kitchens and stuff in it? A lot.
Right.
Yeah. Richard Bowden, that's a great idea, man.
It sure is.
Yep. Yeah, kitchens in our churches, man. We cook it down for the hungry. We got fish dinners on Saturdays, fish dinners on Friday, whatever. You know what I mean? Or we got something for people to eat after church, and that's a damn good idea, man.
Yep. And Brian Camp, that's Reverend Camp's brother. He says all schools have fire drills, tornado drills, and flood drills in North Carolina, and that's where he is in North Carolina every month. He said they have it there. But I think schools are in the right area. I think schools are doing what they're supposed to do. I don't think churches are doing what they're supposed to do. That's what I'm really hearing. Schools have a plan, and even though a lot of listen to this, schools have a plan, and mass shootings happen at schools, and kids are still getting killed.
Right.
With a plan. So we're not saying that we're alleviating. We're just saying that we need to be prepared, though. You can't have people running all over the place when something happens. They need to at least know that we're going this way. We're going to exit this way. We're doing this. We need a plan. And this show has helped me out personally, seriously. And it was that 10-year-old kid giving his interview that sparked it in my mind and in my spirit. No, we need to do something in preparation for something that might happen or could happen in our churches. Schools are doing it. Schools are doing what they're supposed to do. I don't think the churches are. Who's next?
Will got something.
Oh, Will. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Will. Oh, Jerry, your hand was up, Jerry. Did I get you?
It's okay. We're good.
No, you go ahead and then Will.
I would be taking us somewhere different, so it's okay.
Okay, we'll come back to you then. Go ahead, Will.
So, we talked about a plan. Let's share just something right off top for people to carry back to their respective congregations. The first thing is access. There's a good chance that because this guy had limited access and couldn't get inside, it saved lives. So whatever they were doing, whether it was by intention or just by happenstance, controlled access kept him from getting inside and being able to actually put a bead on specific targets. Because if he was shooting from the outside through stained glass, he couldn't see who he was shooting at. You can't see through stained glass like that. So that's the first thing, is controlled access. If you do not have crash bars on your building and only have one point of access that's an in and out point of access, that's a problem. You need crash bars on every door with the exception of the primary entrance. That way you really only have one spot to monitor consistently. Number two, surveillance and somebody monitoring surveillance for potential threats coming up. You got to have that. And then number three, I had a third one that kind of slipped my mind, but just those two things alone is ideas that people can carry back to their respective environments, whether it's an event center, a church, a school, whatever the case may be. Let's give the folks some sort of foundation to build on right here, right now, because we got all this subject matter knowledge amongst this group. So we give them a little something to at least get started with.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you so much, Will. I appreciate that. You don't know how much you're helping me out. And listen, and look at the resources we have sitting right here. You know, Jim worked security at a school district. I did resource officers work at a school. D does that stuff with police departments and security companies. So we have a lot of information sitting right here. Jerry, what was your concern?
It was really just a comment about the fact that it happens to be the 62nd anniversary of Dr. Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech today, and how we have people in the New York area out trying to reestablish or remember and say we're not giving up. We still have a lot. It's amazing, 62 years later, and we're still fighting some of the same stuff. And because not accepted, not appreciated, not recognized, trying to say less than, even though totally opposite of the shooting situation, which is another. But again, we're not focused on, we as people are all intertwined in matter. We are a woven cloth all together.
Karen Caffey says also, she says, reports said that 2 doors were barricaded on the outside with 2x4s to prevent exit.
Wow.
I wondered if he planned to try to start a fire.
He brought those with him. He brought those with him.
He did that.
2x4s, yeah.
He did that.
Can you imagine? Could you imagine you have an escape route that's blocked from the outside with 2x4s?
He did that.
He planned on getting in and not letting anybody out.
Yes.
I don't even think he tried to get in, Tyrone. He knew he wasn't getting in.
I think he planned on getting in. I didn't say he tried to. I said he planned on getting in. Why would you barricade the exits unless you wanted ducks, unless you wanted fish in the barrel?
Yeah.
I don't think he might have had his want to die anyway syndrome. So maybe he did plan on getting in and didn't get there.
Yep.
But he definitely didn't plan on anybody else getting out.
So you could barricade one exit to make everyone go out the other one and be waiting there.
Which probably because it did 2, so it could have been that already though.
Third one, right? Where they would come right by him to get out? Okay. He could have got him.
So that goes back to what Will said as far as having somebody outside doing some surveillance. If you see somebody outside starting to barricade doors, now you have an option of, hey, why is this guy barricading the door? And that can alert. So once again, that just shows what Will said as far as having somebody outside monitoring you, or you got cameras outside and somebody's watching those cameras. It's very important to any place, even your home.
That's true. And Will, just at my church, when I come out to the pulpit, I want to make sure that the doors behind me are locked and secured. So if someone comes in through those doors, I want to know why you coming through these doors. Because it throws me off. Because I'm expecting everybody to come through the one door that I can see you come through. Not coming through these two back doors that's on the side of me. I have to do like that. I don't want to do that. So I try to make sure that when I come out, those doors are locked. Then we come on out. But then the only one door is for an entrance, which I just thought about. That one door, you can come into that one door, go downstairs, and still come up behind me through the basement, come up another way. So there's a lot. There's a whole lot going on here that y'all got me thinking about. And I've already been accused of why you sitting up there in church with your gun on. And I'm like, well, listen, I ain't showing y'all, but it is there. Anybody else with anything? Okay, look like we kind of like exhaust. Not that we did exhaust it, because you're never exhausted, but look like we said a lot about that. D, I don't know if you wanted to speak about anything else. We only have about 8 minutes left.
All right, so I gotta a lot of times we liken our police careers to the military, and I saw this come over my feed, and I thought it was interesting. Let's take a look.
"26 years ago, this Marine stepped foot aboard Marine Corps Recruiting Depot, Paris Island, where for the very first time, he was given his first general order. Take charge of this post and all government property in view. And for the last 26 years, this Marine has stood his post, while some of us lie in our racks, sleeping at night. This Marine has stood his post, while many of us were off attending schools to learn a trade. This Marine has stood his post. And yes, before many of us were born, this Marine has stood his post. Through multiple deployments, 2009, 2011, this Marine has stood his post, knowing that his family needed him, his wife, Tony, his children, Alex, Jordan, and Aiden, but knew he must stay because he was not properly relieved. For 26 years, this Marine stood his post so that our fellow countrymen, me and you, can sleep safely at night. For 26 years, this Marine was taught to never quit his post until properly relieved. Marine, we're here today to say you stand relieved. Relieved by those you have guided. Relieved by those you have trained. And relieved by those you have led. Master Guard Sergeant Johnson, you have now been properly relieved.
A lot different than JT's. Goodbye.
Oh yeah.
Right now, about 400.
Well, listen, we're a few minutes early, but that's fine too. Because sometimes we steal. Sometimes. D, you got a good boy? If you don't, that was a good boy.
That was a good boy.
No, that was that really was.
Hold on a second.
Anybody else have anything before we get off the air? Karen Caffey says, remember Hurricane Katrina 20 years ago? Ooh.
Was it 20 years ago? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Katrina was 20 years ago. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Katrina. So there's a lot of history on this date.
20 years ago.
A whole lot of history on this date. All
Yeah.
right. All right. Well, listen, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, especially to those on Facebook Live. We really do appreciate that. And Dickie, I saw your comment. Dickie
Birthday
said
coming up.
his birthday is next month. My birthday is next month. I always forget Dickie's age, but I think Dickie's going to be 83,
Really?
82 or 83. I'm going to be 63. And that's it. I don't mind telling you.
Melba and my birthday is the 24th of September. I have absolutely no idea how old my baby girl is going to be, but I will be 70.
All right. You know what 70 means?
It means that I'm blessed to still be here is what 70 means. What does it mean, Don?
I mean, of course it means that. I mean, each day is a blessing.
I'm just saying.
But 70 in the Bible is God's time limit on man. He said you gonna tell me, or you gonna I mean you want me to explain it, I'll explain it. If you don't, I'll just leave it alone. All right. It's called 80 plus 10. A score is 20 years. 80 is 60 years, and the 10 makes it 70 years. Then he said, if by reason of strength, I'll give you 80, meaning he'll give you 80 years.
80, got it.
Some people got 80 years. And so what I say to my members of my church that go over 80 years, I tell them, you taking somebody else's time.
Okay.
But the 80 is what you'll see in scripture, meaning that 70 is like, God said, I'll give you that.
His blessing is there. Yes.
Yep. Yeah. So his blessings on one.
That too. Yeah.
You know, so that's why I say, you know, I mean, people say that, but I say, you know, every day you wake up is a blessing.
Everyone.
So let's keep that in mind, and even to those who listen, to every day you wake up is a blessing, and we thank God for that. All right. Anybody else? Okay. Well, listen. Thank you, Ty. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Will. Thank you, AC, Mark, Derek, Jim, D, Dave, Cheech, who had to go. Thank you. And then for those who couldn't be on today, we have a few that couldn't be on today. Thank you as well. We know that the time is coming. Jamel and Sharon, we know you're on your way back. We thank God. We know you're on your way back. Quiet Storm, Kyle. Kyle is busy right now. We're praying for Kyle. Keep Kyle in your prayers. Who else? JT. I'm gonna have to call JT when we get off the air to see how he's doing. Who else? Who else am I missing? I think I got everybody, right? I think I do. All right. Let us pray. If it's God's will, we'll see you next week. God, our Father, we thank you once again for allowing us to come together. We thank you for traveling mercy to Richmond, Virginia, and back for a little fellowship, a little break, a little time together, a chance to meet one another that has never met before. We want to say thank you. We pray to God for our listeners that join us each and every Thursday on Facebook Live and on YouTube. We pray to God you will continue to bless them and keep them. Make this nation safe, dear God. You have it all in your hands. You have all the controls, and you can fix it, dear God. And we don't know why this is happening, but you've allowed it to happen, and we're going to trust you through the process. We pray for Melba. We pray for CJ. We pray for Reg and Melissa. We pray to God you continue to watch over them and us and our families. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.